Let's get on with it.
Welcome, folks, to the MegaMets podcast. Tonight, it's Wrestling Dontaku from New Japan Pro Wrestling Nights 1 and 2. But first, let's get what happened at WrestleMania out of the way. I'm going to be blunt. Wasted opportunity, missed opportunity with the Randy Orton mystery opponent. In some circles, I don't mind it being that the fact that it was Joe Hendry. But on the other hand, and it's annoying that you had a chance to bring Aleister Black back, but the fact you're bringing him back Friday is a pain in the neck that you had to substitute him for Hendry. And
what can you do?
You had Orton squash him in 3 minutes.
Could have been worse. Could have been much worse.
Yeah, like how the main event of night 2 ended. Seriously, Travis Scott, that was the best running you could come up with to give John Cena the gold.
Especially since it's going to be his last year.
Look, we all know he'll be seen against Orton at Backlash on May 10th. You know what he's going to do May 24th in Tampa on Saturday Night Main Event. Probably Cena against Punk at Money in the Bank on June 7th. Maybe it's Roman who gets that May 24th title shot. I don't know. It seems there could be a new unholy alliance being formed between The Rock, Cena, Rollins, and Heyman. God forbid if that happens.
Yeah.
And Cody's going to get the belt back at SummerSlam at the soonest.
Yeah, this is just basically Cena having the title one more time before he can walk off and ride off into the sunset.
Or at the very least, once he drops the title, gets a sense of clarity and realizes, oh my God, what the hell have I done? I should have never done it. I sold my soul to the devil for a 4th time.
Look at it this way. At least his heel work has been very good. Not going to lie to you. For all the faults this match had, his work as a heel was really good. So now, time for us to get started.
And then Dirty Tom in the Intercontinental title was stupid.
Oh yeah, Dominic Mysterio winning that. Oh, our predictions were literally off by a whole lot.
True. From the Fukuoka Convention Center, Saturday, May 3rd and 4th, you go in time with the Hakata Dontaku Festival happening in Fukuoka on the Isle of Kyushu.
That's in May.
Right. You want to start with the kickoff match?
Let's get started. Kickoff match with a 10-minute limit. Katsuya Murashima versus Daiki Nagai.
Murashima, again. I don't really see Nagai getting a win. And besides, they're young lions. At best, Nagai will get a draw out of this.
I'll probably be voting for Nagai. Moving on.
8-man tag action. The Mighty Don't Kneel, represented by Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, teaming with Harley Jackson, Ryohei OIwa against Master Wato, Boltin, Oleg, and Toru Yano. This is basically to serve as kind of an aftermath from April 27th when Yo and Wato are challenging for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag titles.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
indeed.
If Eagles and Fujita have the belts coming out of that event, I'm going to give this to TMDK.
That's pretty fair. I'll also give it a TMDK. Now then, next up, we have another 8-man tag. Taka Michinoku, TAICHI, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yuya versus BUSHI, Hiromu Takahashi, Tetsuya Naito, and Yota Tsuji.
In the penultimate matches for both BUSHI and Naito, kind of abrupt that they're leaving New Japan, this basically means that Teton's going to have to come in as an alternate for BUSHI.
Yep.
For the best of the super, when we get to the best of the Super Juniors.
Uh-huh. Who are you going to pick for this?
Well, this is mostly set up for Uemura versus Tsuji for the global title the next day. I'm going to give it to Uemura to just 4 guys plus Ishii.
I'm giving it to BUSHI and his team.
So
Tsuji included. I'm going with the other side.
So you're going with Los Ingobernables stay at home.
Pretty much. Next up. Seriously, we're getting a lot of tag matches in the start of it all.
What do you expect with Japanese wrestling?
I know. They just want to get as many people on the card as possible, just to have them do something. You gotta get a paycheck.
Especially those who are not involved in the stories directly.
Yeah, your turn, by the way.
Oh,
yeah, because I did the second one. Your turn.
Correct. 6-man tag action. Ryusuke Taguchi teams with Bishamon to take on the United Empire trio of Jacob Austin Young, the Great Okan, and Cal Newman. This is both fallout from the April 26th IWGP Heavyweight Tag Title match, which I think will be won by Okan and Newman, and build up to the next night where the main event is Cal Newman challenging Hiroki Goto for the IWGP World Heavyweight title.
Yeah. So who's your pick on this?
Well, for this match, I'm going to say United Empire just to give Newman a little bit of momentum before it's snatched up from him in the next night.
Uh-huh. I'm going, okay, now next up, huh?
Well, who was your pick anyway?
My pick is going to be Austin Young and his team.
So the United Empire.
Exactly. Now it's my turn. A tag match with a 30-minute time limit, our fourth match. Jado and El Fantasmo versus Rocky Romero and Konosuke Takashita.
For those who are wondering what the hell is Rocky doing with the Don Callis family, well, he turned heel recently at the Collision Spring Break show in AEW.
This is turned into a revolving door, I swear.
Initially, this had been listed as X. I didn't think Rocky Romero was going to be the one to turn. That said, it also serves as basically build up for what's going to happen on May 9th between Phantasmo and Takeshita at Resurgence when the two go at it for the Never Openweight Championship.
Yep. I'm
going to give this to Takeshita and Romero.
I'm also doing the same. Let's continue.
Hiroshi Tanahashi Final Road Kinship. The Ace versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. In a 30-minute time limit, no less.
I mean, when you think about it, Zack was one of those guys that always seemed to have Tanahashi's number in regular matches. But when titles were on the line, Zack usually crumbled. The lone exception was with the tag titles in 2020 when it was Golden Aces, Taka, Tanahashi, and Ibushi against Dangerous Tekkers, TAICHI, and Zack when the latter duo was part of Suzuki-gun during the COVID pandemic.
Uh-huh.
Every other time one-on-one, there was one exception with titles on the line that Tanahashi got beaten. Rev Pro title at the G1 Supercard. Oh. And then, again, in Beppu in 2019, that September. But that said, this is another match I think that is more likely in line with Tanahashi is probably going to lose. So I'm going to take Zack.
Fair enough. I will also take Zack. Now it's my turn. A special singles match with a 30-minute limit. Shota Umino versus Shingo Takagi.
Umino came up short at Windy City Riot. And he's still looking for that killer instinct. Do I think he gets in Shingo?
I don't know. Maybe.
Perhaps. I'll probably give it to Umino.
I'm probably also doing the same for Umino. We now reach the last match of the card for May 3rd.
Dog pound cage match. 10 men. And for those who don't know what's the difference between a regular steel cage and a dog pound cage, where the steel cage is usually placed right on the ring, on this frame of the ring, i.e. the apron, a dog pound cage is placed around the perimeter of the ring and it's hexagonal in shape. Essentially, you're basically you're in a prison yard or a dog pound.
Pretty much.
Our 10 men involved, representing the War Dogs, Taiji Ishimori, Clark Connors, Drill Maloney, Gabe Kidd, and David Finley. Representing the House of Torture, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Sho, Sanada, Ren Narita, and Evil. Anyone who remembers during the Sakura Genesis video, I said keep the juniors out of the cage because with the best of the Super Juniors just a week off from this, do you really want to put them in a line of fire where they could suffer severe collateral damage where it affects their tournament performances? No.
This will not end well for them.
And New Japan. Add the stipulation. Losing group can no longer associate themselves with Bullet Club. And if you want to send the fans home happy, kill off the House of Torture.
The House of Torture needs to finally die, for God's sakes.
Yeah, the War Dogs need to go into that dog pound, kick the shit out of the house, and burn it to the ground. But then again, what I said about Heyman also applies to Gato, because David Finley's had a bit of a down year this year, losing the global heavyweight title at Wrestle Kingdom to Tsuji, winning New Japan Cup, and then failing to convert that into IWGP heavyweight gold at Sakura Genesis. Could I see Gato turning on the War Dogs and fully aligning himself with House of Torture? You have to keep in mind that for a brief time in 2020, Gato did work with Evil and the House, but that's only because Bullet Club was stretched thin due to bullshit of the COVID pandemic, border lockdowns, and Bullet Club.
Screw all that.
And Bullet Club being stretched thin at the time. And the main unit being stretched thin to where they had to poach.
Yeah. I get you.
Don't let me down. Heads, War Dogs. Tails, House of Torture.
My pick's going to end up being the War Dogs no matter how you look at it. Flip it.
Damn it.
You went to the House of Torture, of course.
Fuck the coin. I'm going War Dogs.
Good decision. Now with night 1 done, let us move on to night 2.
May the 4th be with us.
Yes, indeed. Live from the Fukuoka Convention Center in Fukuoka, let's get started with our kickoff match. And it's, of course, a tag match. Katsuya Murashima and Ryusuke Taguchi versus Jetway and Hitamaru Sasaki.
For those who are not familiar with Wei and Sasaki and to the tag team that will be involved in our next match, these 4 individuals are from the local indie promotion, Kyushu Pro Wrestling, which is more comedy-based than anything else. Especially if you ever meet Bantan Bura Bura. In any case, I'm going to give this to Murashima and Taguchi.
What to pick for this? I'll probably pick Murashima and Taguchi. Let's move on to the main card. And more tag matches. Oh, boy.
As I mentioned, Kyushu Pro's Bantan Bura Bura and the Mentai Kid against Gato and Taiji Ishimori. Provided that Gato doesn't double-cross the War Dogs.
If he does, all hell will break loose.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to the War Dogs.
I'm also picking the War Dogs. The War Dogs need at least something. Anyway, next up, another tag match with a 20-minute time limit. Master Wato and Yoshihashi versus Jacob Austin Young and Great Okan.
Of course, if Okan is still TV champion after the 27th, for those wondering what the 3 title matches are on the 27th, it's Okan versus Phantasmo in a rematch, mostly because over the TV title, mostly because Phantasmo lost the title via countout.
Yeah, I gotta suck.
The previously mentioned IWGP Junior Tag Title match between TMDK and the duo of Yo and Wato, and for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, El Desperado's defending against Templario of the United Empire.
Indeed. So who's your
Oh.
pick for this?
You know what? I'll throw Yoshihashi a bone. It'll at least give him something to pursue if he gets himself an NJPW World Television title match.
I'm probably gonna also do that. Yoshihashi deserves at least something. He's been like a punching bag as of late.
And that's at worst. At best, he's been stigmatized as a tag team specialist.
Which I don't even know if he works well at.
Let's just skip the Stardom Showcase since we don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah, skip it. Thankfully, we only have 5 matches left on the card.
Your turn.
But oh, wait, I already did the second match. It's your turn now.
Oh.
That's why I pay attention. But I'll do it anyway.
I got it. Boltin, Oleg, and El Fantasmo versus Rocky Romero, Konosuke Takeshita. I'm going to once again give it to Takeshita and Romero.
I'm probably doing the same. Now let's move on to a 10-mag tag. Yikes, this one's a big one. With 30 minutes, no less. Tajiri? Seriously? He's still around at this age? Wow. Tajiri, Chikuken Ryota, Toru Yano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei OIwa, and Zack Sabre Jr.
I'll give it to TMDK.
Yeah, why not? I'll do the same. Your turn now.
Another 8-man. This is Adios to Naito and Bushi, as they, along with Hiromu Takahashi and Shingo Takagi, take on Taka Michinoku, TAICHI, Tomohiro Ishii, and Shota Umino. It's sad to see Naito and Bushi go like this.
What a damn shame.
I mean, for the sake of his health, it's more likely that at worst, Naito's hanging it up. At best, he's heading to Pro Wrestling Noah. As for Bushi, I don't know where he's going to end up.
I honestly don't know where he's going to end up either, and that's going to be a problem.
I'm going to give it, as such, I'm giving it to Taka, TAICHI, Ishii, and Umino.
Fair enough. I'm giving it for Bushi, Takahashi, Naito, and Takagi. And now we get to the semi-main event. A 60-minute time limit for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. The challenger, Yuya Uemura, will face off against the champion, Yota Tsuji, in his 4th title defense.
This will be a tough one. They exchanged a lot of wins in the past when they were young lines, most of them going to Tsuji. And of course, last year, Tsuji forced Uemura to shave his head.
Damn.
And that hair versus hair match it was either Osaka or Sapporo, I believe.
Damn. Like I said, just damn.
Oh, it was Sapporo. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Let's flip it. Heads, Uemura. Tails, Tsuji. Here we go. I'm going to take Tsuji to retain.
I will also take Tsuji to retain. And now, the main event.
For the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Callum Newman, who I'm pretty sure by going into this show will be one half of the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Champs again, mostly being a victim of a circumstance not his own, outside of his control, challenging Hiroki Goto in his 5th defense. Is Goto the one who gets the drive for 5 with this iteration of the IWGP World Heavyweight title across the finish line?
Yep.
Newman is a plucky kid. He's the youngest man to ever win IWGP Gold in New Japan.
That's awesome.
Let's see. How old is this kid? He is... Oh, he's only 22.
Huh. I thought it was a bit younger than that.
Well, I mean, I know he came in when he was around 18, 19 years old. Well, back in 22. It was a young boy.
Do you think he's going to have a chance at becoming champion again?
Or champion for the first time in this case.
Yeah.
I'm going to be blunt. Cal Newman's a good kid. I mean, he lives up to his moniker as the Prince of Pace. He's very fast in that ring. But Goto is a cagey vet.
Yeah.
And he knows full well this may be the only time he gets to hold on to that IWGP World Heavyweight title. I say the Goto revolution keeps going. And by the end of the night, the G in IWGP will still stand for Goto.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Hiroki Goto's walking in and out of Fukuoka, still IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and then he heads to Resurgence May 9th to defend against whoever's next on the docket 5 days later. And then he'll get a 6-week break or so to prep for Dominion because he's not going to have to wrestle for the next month after that because of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament.
Indeed. This is a tough decision. I can't decide who will win this. On one hand, Goto should retain, but on the other hand, I think Newman is ready.
I don't know. I mean, if he does do it, he'll break the record held by Nakamura for youngest IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I still think the kid is a greenhorn, still a little wet behind the ears. Give him a little more seasoning, maybe wait till he's like 25 or 26, and then put the belt on him.
Yeah. I think that's pretty fair. My vote is that Goto retains.
That's it for tonight's episode of the MegaMets. Tune in tomorrow night. We're going back on the arc for Pro Wrestling Noah's Silver Anniversary Voyage. Dream Voyage. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. He's Mega Man NG. I'm Mets2128. Goodbye and good night.
Bang.
You want to join me over on playback? I got some friends who are going to be watching the Knicks Pistons game.
Nah, no thanks. I'm not into basketball. I'll see you later.
At least I offered.
Mm-hmm. I know you did. Later.
Later.